see. There I am. And there's Chris.
Oh.
I think. You're out of... Uh-oh.
You're out of costume.
Careful.
Wardrobe check.
Oh, boy. Let's see what we got here. What computer is that one on?
It's on Jimmy's.
Okay. Sound and video are okay, Ron says. Laura? Hi, Laurel.
Hey, Laura from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Sheila.
Good to see you. Okay.
Yeah, it looks a little blurry.
Yeah, we don't have the bandwidth we normally have, but
clear it up.
I think we'll be okay. Warren says it's all working. Richard? Hey, how you doing, man?
Oh, okay. Oh, you should move it over a little. There we go.
That's
okay.
You didn't get the light on it. Did you want to bring the light over? Or it looks pretty good.
I think it looks okay, yeah.
Tom Vanderbush.
Oh, in the Villages.
Okie dokie. I think I'm just about ready. Where is my... There it is. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I am.
Let's do it. Quick tip. What do you have, Chris?
Well, this is one of those things that you have to remember to do, but if you do, it's really helpful, really cool. It's long pressing on your app icons on your home screen to see some shortcuts. It's been around for a while on the iPhone with a hard press, a 3D press, and I'll tell you what that is. And I don't know when it happened on the Android, but I just discovered it this week, so I figured I'd make it a tip. I think we start with one more slide. Yeah, let's start with the Apple first, because that's, as I say, been around for a while and requires a little bit of extra explanation. So here is my iPhone, and you know that if you just tap on an icon that it opens up. But did you know that if you hard press, I'm going to push on it, and you get these little shortcuts, which are awesome, especially in the camera. I really like the camera one. I never remember to do it, but if I did, I could quickly be set to take a selfie or the portrait or scan a QR or record video without having to tap the extra buttons once you get in there. Now, if on your iPhone you push and nothing happens, it might be because your setting is off. So
or you might have an older iPhone.
Oh, well, that's true. Absolutely. That's true. I think this started with the 6.
I think so.
What I wasn't sure of is that it was still on with the 10, and I've read that it is, but you got to make sure that the setting is on, and it is I think it's a general, and it's called 3D Touch. Maybe it's a display. Oh, come on. Where is it? How about I search haptics? Nope, I forgot to check this out. So I think
there's a setting for that.
I think they call it 3D. Yeah, 3D touch. Accessibility, right. So let's go back to general and accessibility and 3D touch.
I think they can see.
Got to make sure that is on, and then you can also adjust how much pressure you have to put on it. And let me just show you one other example, because if you watched our last show, we had our guest Michael Daniels talking about Google Keep. Well, Google Keep is one of the apps that has some pretty nice shortcuts. So push on Google Keep, and there you can right away create a new note, a new list, a new photo type of note, audio, or share a Google Keep item. So that's the iPhone. And the Android, which happens to be my Samsung. And who knows, maybe, I don't know if this came with the latest Android update, or it's not a Samsung thing because it also works on Jim's Google phone. But here, Drive is a good one. Now, you can't hard press it. Android doesn't have the hard press, so it's just a long press. You touch and hold, and something will pop up. With Google Drive, it pops up the ability to scan, so you don't even have to install that widget that we've taught about before. You can search your Google Drive or upload something. And another one I thought was a good example was AccuWeather. We're always looking at the weather reports as we travel, and this lets you to quickly see your daily forecast, your hourly forecast, or maps. That's my tip.
Way cool. Let's see. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Jim, and here together with my wife, Chris, we're Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPhone or your iPad or your Android phone? And how do you learn about these amazing devices, Chris?
Well, we are geeks, also known as propeller heads, who teach. And we believe that the best way to learn is in bite-sized pieces on a regular basis. So that's why we come up with a different topic for these shows. This is our number 174. And yes, we repeat topics once in a while, but not too much. So this is a lot to learn about these devices.
All right. So where are we here?
And we collect all of these shows on our website. So just go to geeksontour.com and you'll be able...
There we go.
So how much should we repeat?
I don't know. Well, let's just talk about the backstage pass. And where are we? I thought I had all those things in there.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, Well, so you saw the pictures, but maybe you didn't hear us say that this is the driveway of a good friend of ours, and we always park here when we are in the area, and it is just gorgeous. So we are doing this YouTube webcast from the back seat of our van, our Road Trek camper van. I say it gives new meaning to the term podcast because we are in a little pod. But he's got all the computers and lights and microphones, and it's works quite well.
And I have different settings here for the van than what we have.
So you're trying to give an excuse as to why the sound
this is
went
my excuse. And when I was putting all this back together again, I missed putting the microphone on a couple of these.
Well, we'll be on the road for a couple months here, so...
Well, by the time we're back home, I'll have it all together, and everything will be working. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
So Backstage Pass, if you are a premium member, you should have received an email with the link to come in and visit with us after the show. If you didn't get an email and you are a premium member, you can go to our website and find episode 174. There's a link to it right on the top of the home page, and the link to the Backstage Pass is in there.
Okay, questions? Well, most everybody just says that we lost
sound.
Oops. Let's see what else we got. Sound's gone. Okay, Sheila says that...
She's converted to Keep.
Keep, cool.
Yes, Michael converted me too. I had been using it, but nowhere near as much as I am now this week. So that was great.
Okay.
Keep on learning.
Keep on learning all the time. So we have a beginner's lesson today. Movie making on your smartphone with Filmora Go. And Chris has some stuff.
Yeah, talk about learning.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, and it's been fun and frustrating. I'll tell you about both. Learning this Filmora Go app.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So we understand what's happening now, and we'll be on the lookout for sound.
I'll be messing with this stuff for a while, I'm sure.
We think that videos, you know that we are big on photos, and we're big on taking videos. So the best way to show them to others is to put them together in a movie. We have taught other products to do this. Google Photos and WeVideo were featured in episode 145.
Sound's gone again? Back. Okay. There's the delay, and I keep seeing the sound is gone, and then I make it. Hey, Curtis, how you doing?
Google Photos and WeVideo can do movies. Quick is one we did in episode 147. We kind of liked that one. And Filmora 9, that's for editing videos on a computer, Windows and Mac. And episode 65, way back when, was on the first version of Google Photos, where its movie making was, in my opinion, better than it is now. And then we have short tutorial videos on Google Photos, making movies, and Windows 10. If you have Windows 10, you have a video editing system that's pretty good on your computer. Okay, but today we're doing Filmora Go. This is for making movies with smartphones. So why? Because that's where your photos and videos are. So it's so quick and easy to make a movie out of them using your phone. And when you do, they're instantly shareable from your phone. The cons, though, are pretty big. It's tough to do video editing on this tiny little screen. Most video editing apps do not have very many features. If you're used to doing video editing on a computer, you might miss some features. And it's a pretty hefty process to be doing on a phone. You need a good powerful phone.
Right. And the newer phones are probably all going to work pretty well for it. But if you have an older phone, you might
The newer,
struggle.
more expensive phones.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So if you have the $1,000 phones, you're good. If you have something that you paid less than $500, maybe not so much.
All right.
Google Photos is still the easiest. I still love making little movies with Google Photos. It's just so easy. You select your videos and your photos. You can reorder them, retrim them. You can change the music. But that's it. You can't add titles. You can't add transitions. You can't do pan and zoom. You can't do narration. You can't change the speed or the volume. You can with Filmora Go. So where do you get it? It's free. And all these features are free. It's really pretty amazing. So you get it from the Apple App Store or from the Google Play Store. And why did we even think about looking at Filmora Go? Because of Filmora on the computer. So it's made by the same company, Wondershare, and they've been around a long time.
And the other thing is I've been looking for a good video editor that will work on my Chromebook. Because I can download and use Android apps on my Chromebook. It's a bigger screen. I like that a lot. And I do a lot of underwater video, and I wanted something that I could use to quickly or easily do those videos. So.
And since it's an Android app, you can use it on your Chromebook.
Right.
Yeah. And the Apple app works on the iPad. Okay. So I'm going to start by just showing how you gather a bunch of pictures and make a movie, make a slideshow movie just from pictures. Then we'll go on and show you how to edit video clips. Ready? Next slide. Yeah.
And
hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and this tutorial video is about taking some photos and making a little slideshow movie complete with music. I'm using a free software called Filmora Go, and it's found in the Play Store, Filmora Go. I already have it opened, and so there it is, already installed on my phone. This is an Android phone, but it also comes on iPhones and iPads. Filmora Go. The first thing to notice is it forces you to work with your phone in a landscape horizontal mode. Step 1, just tap the plus to create a new video. Now you're going to get just photos. For this tutorial, I'm just using photos. So notice how it's currently looking for videos on the camera. I tap on photo, and now it's showing me all the possible places on this phone where I can find photos. I just want some that I took with the camera a few days ago, and I know it's in that one right there. We visited this beautiful bed and breakfast in North Carolina, and it was so pretty. We took lots of pictures. I want to make a little slideshow. I want that picture. Notice all I do is tap on it, and it goes over here, and it now says I have one picture selected for my slideshow. And that picture, and that picture, and that picture, and that picture, and pretty red flowers, some of the food that she created for us, a picture of the farm, and some more flowers, and the bed and breakfast sign from out front. So I now have 10 photos selected. If I want to review those 10, just tap where it says 10, and you're seeing them all. When you're done, tap Next. And now it's showing me all the selected pictures down on this bottom row. Just move over to see all of them. And this one of the sign, I think, should be the first one. Easily done. You just touch and hold on it, and then you can drag it to the beginning. When you have your photos all in the order you want, you just tap OK. Now let's take a look and see what it looks like. I start playing it. And one thing to notice is see how it's zooming in? It's doing a little pan and zoom on every photo by default. I didn't have to tell it to do that. But also notice that it's staying on each photo for 5 seconds. I think that's too long. So here's what you do. I'm going to pause the playback. I tap on the one clip, and now I see all the options for that clip. And there's even more. All these options. The first option is duration. And it's showing me that it's at 5 seconds. I just drag that bar over. I say somewhere between 2 and 2.5, and OK. Now I have to do that for each clip. Here is where it's telling me clip 1 of 10. If I just tap there, I'm now on clip 2 of 10, and I can change the duration of that one. So now they're all set for roughly 2.5 seconds, and I'm done changing the durations. I tap OK. Now I need a transition in between each of them, and that's over here on the right. Here are your different choices for options on the whole slideshow. I tap on transition, and I could make a different transition in between each photo, but I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to use this apply all. Now whatever transition I choose will be applied to all of these. I tap on presets, and here are all the different transitions that I have. I can make them just divide in half or fisheye. I like the one just called dissolve. That just makes kind of a soft transition from one slide to the next. That dissolve is now the default for the whole slideshow. And OK. Now I want some music. There is music that comes with it. You just tap the plus right here. If you have some downloaded or in your library, you can do that as well. I'm just going to pick a piece of music that came with it. I think I like that one. I tap OK. And I now have a slideshow complete with music. Tap OK and save. My movie is now done. I can preview it. I can save it to the camera roll on my phone, or I can instantly share it on Facebook, Vimeo, email, any of these options. I'll just preview it. And since it is a free program, you do get this Filmora Go at the end, but that's all. That is the only thing that lets you know this is the free version. And if you don't even like that, you can pay for it. So that's how to make a slideshow with just photos using Filmora Go. Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour.
But I repeat myself.
Okay, I think we have a couple of questions here. Let's see.
I see some people want to be able to cast their phone to their big screen TV so that you can see what you're doing while you're editing. Well, even if you could, and I don't think you can, I see no Chromecast icon on the Filmora Go screen, you'd still have to be touching your phone. So if you need the bigger screen, just, use the computer and a different, not Filmora Go. Filmora.
Yeah, Filmora Go is for
mobile devices.
And I'm not sure on the Chromecast. On my Chrome computer, whether that'll work. So I'll have to look on that.
That should work great.
It should.
Not
but
casting,
it's a nice big screen.
But just a nice big screen, yeah. Well, you see, the next demo I do is on the iPad, so that's a bit bigger screen, too. Was there something else? Oh, instead of music, can each photo have a voice clip? Yes. Yes. I haven't actually done that exactly, but there is a narration option, and you can put narration wherever in the video you want.
Okay. Very good.
Then let's go on to using videos and doing some video editing.
All right.
Hi, this is Chris Gould, and this tutorial video is going to be about just some basic video editing with a mobile app called Filmora Go. Just adding videos to a timeline, arranging them, trimming them, and adding titles and music. I'm using an iPad here. Filmora Go is available on iOS and Android. First, you need to have your video clips on the device. Some of this is drone video, so I had to have Jim send it to me, and then I downloaded to the device, and I used the Apple Photos app to put them all into an album called Big Mill so that I could find them easily. So I open up Filmora Go, and if yours opens up and looks smaller on an iPad, check this button here in the lower right. You start by Create New Video. And notice you can bring in pieces of video or photos. I want video from Big Mill. I'll just bring in one to start with. And notice that it is 3 minutes and 21 seconds in length. That is just way too long for the tiny little videos that I like to make. So I am going to trim it, and that is offered right here before you even import it to your movie. You need to be very familiar with your video to know where you want it to start. And if you have to be playing it to see what it's doing. So I want it to start right there, and I want it to end there. So that's 28 seconds. That's better. And when I tap add, it will be adding those 28 seconds to my timeline. Now to get another video, I'd go back, and I want this one. I'm just going to bring in, I'm not going to trim it here. I'll show you how to trim it later, and I tap add. I go back to get another one, that one, add, back, and the last one, and add. So I now have 4 video clips, and I'm ready to tap next. And you will see the 4 clips down here. I call this the timeline. I'm not sure what they call it. And you can arrange them how you want. So yes, that is the first one, but this one needs to be the last one. You just drag it over. And this needs to be the second one. Okay. Now I need to trim these other 3. Tap the scissors. And now I have all 4 videos in this different looking screen, and I'm on that one, it's 28 seconds. I trim to what I want. Now I just have 6 seconds. Okay. Go to the next one, trim, and I know where I want it. Yeah, right about there. And that's 11 seconds, okay. And the last one here, trim, and I have 7 seconds. And back. So I have 54 seconds total. That's getting there. Now I can start playing it, and notice when I tap on one individual video, now I get all these other options. So if I play this one, but doesn't that seem slow? I can speed it up with this option right here. Speed, I can make it 2 times fast or 3 times. I think I'll go to 3 times. And OK. Now I have 1 out of 4 showing in the lower left-hand corner here. Go to the next video by tapping there. Now I'm on 2 of 4, and if I want to do anything here, I can. So this one is fine just as is. Okay. Go to the next one, and since I've already trimmed it, that's fine. Now I want some music. Tap music, plus, and it comes with these. You can download more, but I'll leave it with this. Notice the number of minutes for the audio, 120, so that will be plenty. And OK, and OK again, and let's take a look. The last thing I need is a title. So I want that on the first video. I tap on it. I see the option for subtitle. And you tap plus. Now you have some choices of what it's going to look like. I tap and just type in what I want the title to say. Okay. I might make it even a little bit bigger, but I'm not going to use any of the fancy stuff, just the text. Okay. Now you save. And you have lots of choices here. As soon as it's saved, you can share it to YouTube or Facebook. You can preview it. You can save to a camera roll. Let's just preview it. I like it. And that logo at the end is the only thing that you have to accept if you're using the free version. You are not throttled or limited in any way. You just get that logo at the back end. So that is some very basic video editing with Filmora Go.
Cool.
It may be very basic, but it's a lot more than many apps on your phone give you. I am impressed with the features. That said, I have to tell you that 8-minute video took me several hours,
Several days, I
and
thought.
and some cursing along the way. There were things that just didn't work, or that I couldn't figure out, mostly that didn't work, and it would crash. Now, I'm not sure if that's the iOS app. I mean, the reason it was harder on my iPad than on my Samsung phone, I'm not sure if it was because the app is different. The iOS app is different from the Android app by a little bit, or that my Samsung phone has more power than my iPad. I'm not sure. But there are some frustrations with using this app.
And it takes some practice, and that's why we do this, is just to learn how this stuff works.
It's absolutely why we do this.
That's why we do this. Okay.
So that was just straight photos turned into a movie, and then there was straight videos turned into a movie. So now I want to show you how you would do both. So I'm going to use my Samsung phone here for this, for 2 reasons. Number one, because that's what I take my pictures with, is with this phone. And number two, the app did seem to work a little bit better on this. So I'm going to create new video, and first I'm going to get photos. And I have photos. This is in my internal memory, and that's on my SD card. So I've been using the SD card lately. And I want I want the picture of our camper van on the beach here because it is just so cool that we're on the beach. So that's that picture. And then here's a picture looking back at our van next to the house on the beach. And then we took a boat ride yesterday. And the Barnegat Lighthouse is here. So there's a cool picture of our friend Jimmy with the lighthouse. And then we have a picture of a sunset. All right, so 4 pictures. Then in videos, I'm just going to get 2 videos, and they also are on the SD card, so that's that one right there. And I have a boat passing the lighthouse, and I should trim it a little bit here so we don't have to watch too much of it. That looks good, and I add that. Then I go back and get one more video, and that's one of Jim and Jimmy on the boat on our ride out here, and that's only 7 seconds, so I'm not going to trim it at all. And I tap add, and then next. So I now have 4 photos and 2 videos. Next step is to put them in order. So that's so far so good. There's us at the beach. Then we need us in the boat going to the lighthouse. Then there's Jimmy and the lighthouse. Then there's the lighthouse, and we end with the sunset. Okay. Now I want to show you some things that weren't in the other videos. Themes. Themes are always promoted as the automatic way to create a really cool looking video. Let me show you a couple of them. So here's one called Chaplin. And notice how it turns black and white.
So Charlie Chaplin type.
Right. It turns black and white. It chooses the music. It does the transitions and the titles. So that's what a theme does. It applies all these different features at once. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want my photos to look like they were taken 100 years ago. I have a better camera today than they had 100 years ago. I want them to look good, so I would not choose that one. Here's one called Concert. Whoa.
That's a little radical.
That's a bit much. But there are some kind of cool. I kind of like the transitions, but I certainly don't like that that's out of focus. All right, so no, not to that. Now this one is really funky. Mirror. Watch this. Now that music is much more subtle, but look at that.
That's weird.
It's what? A Rorschach. Is that? No. What is that?
Ink blot.
Ink blot test.
That's right. Rorschach.
Isn't that funny? I mean, so that's kind of fun, but no, I don't think so. I'm going to choose this one called Children. I've looked at it. The music is fairly nice. The transitions are not too bad, but I still don't like the fact that it puts a filter on your photos and videos that makes them look old. I don't want that. So I can accept all of the features of this theme and remove the feature that I don't like. So that is, I go into Edit Tools over here, and that is the filters. It's filters which make them look like old-time photos rather than current. So I'm going to go to Filters, and I'm going to say None. I want my good photos. And I'm going to say Apply All. Okay. So now I have all of the features of this theme, but without making my photos look like they're old. So that's first thing. Then I need to change the title. Back here at the beginning, it says, click here, it says Children Theme. I don't want it to say Children Theme. So I go into Edit Tools, and I go to Titles, and now I can tap there and say a day. This apparently is already all caps, so I don't have to. A day in LBI. Okay. But now notice also I can hardly see that. So I'm going to do something else. I'm going to add a solid color slide in the very beginning so that I can put a title on that. And you do that. Let's see. First you say okay, and you add. So if you had a different picture that you knew a title would show up with, you could add that. Or I can add a preset, which is just a solid color. A preset, so I like green. And next. And I need that to be the first. And then I'm on that. And edit tools and title. And here I can pick one. Tap to add title and a day in LBI.
I would have rhymed it and said a day on the bay.
Yeah, that's good. Well, why didn't you tell me?
You never listen to me.
Okay, so that's how to do a title. Now, this one of Jim and Jimmy on the boat, it's actually pretty nice, but what if you wanted to zoom in more on their faces? And this is a video. This is a video, so you can't just crop like a picture. Or can you? Here is crop. And I can like zoom in on them. And now, when it gets to them, you'll see that it is zoomed in. And last thing I want to do is, well, two more things. Change the speed. So where was that video? I think that's it. This boat's going awfully slow. So I can, oh, and somebody asked about voice. Yes, I can, here's the voiceover. A day on the bay in LBI. So that will. A day on the bay in LBI. Now you'd have to also adjust the volumes there so that your voice. Okay. And did I speed it up? I didn't, because I got sidetracked with the voiceover. All right, so this is the one that I want to...
We'll blame Bill and Karen for
this
that
is the one I want to change the speed, and I'll make it 3 times faster, and okay. Then the last thing I want to show you is if I wanted to post this on Instagram, it might be important to make it a square rather than a rectangle, and you do that here, ratio and crop. And then you tap where it says 16:9 and it shows you your choices. The next one is 21:9. You tap again and it's square. And then you have the choices of the way it does the sides, or, you know, there's other choices here. You just keep tapping and watching till you see what you like. And then play it. But personally, I don't like square. I like the horizontal, the landscape. But I just wanted to show you that is there. I do not see vertical, which, once again, in my opinion, is fine.
But a lot of videos these days are going to vertical.
I like it horizontal.
Yeah.
What happened? Looks like I lost my zoom in on that one.
Maybe you didn't save it.
Crop. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, there was 2 okays. Okay, so now I'm done. Save. And then we'll preview it.
And then we'll be done.
And we're done.
Just takes a few seconds to render it. It's pretty quick, actually.
And it has that Filmora Go at the end, so now we'll preview. I need a little bit more. Nice.
Very nice.
I forgot to put in the picture of all those fish you caught.
Well, yeah, well, they're still in the cooler. We'll have to clean them later.
And they're still in the bay.
That's why they call it fishing, not catching.
Not catching. It was a beautiful boat ride,
Yeah,
though.
it was a beautiful boat
We
ride.
didn't need any fish.
Okay, got a couple of questions in here. Let's see. Can you pull photos in from Google Photo?
No. Although I got so excited when I first opened Filmora Go because there is a button to say Google account, but I couldn't get it to work. So I don't know if that's on. That very likely is on Google's part right now. They've been going through lots of changes with their API, so it appears that Filmora Go wants to be able to use the Google Photos as a source, so that would be nice. But basically, no, you have to have the pieces on the device that you're using. And yeah, that can be kind of difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Where does it save it?
Okay, just doing the save saves it within the Filmora Go app so that you can edit it later. I mean, any video that you saved using Filmora Go is in your project list. You can open it up and make changes anytime you want. If you tap the export to device or save to camera roll, then it's a video on your phone just like any other video.
And it will probably get automatically.
And it goes up to Google Photos, yeah. So
now, can you get the pictures directly from Google Photos?
Not right now, you can't.
No, they have to be downloaded onto the device. And
I'm hoping.
Right. Okay, I don't know. Did I miss another one? Do you recommend using the original photos or resized photos, for instance, downloaded from Google Photos?
Well, it's always best to start with the highest resolution you can, but especially if you're just going to be viewing it on a phone, then the resolution that Google Photos gives you downloaded to the phone is fine.
Okay. Let's see. Somebody asked how we're projecting the phone onto the screen. We use a document camera. It's called a IPEVO V4K document camera. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? That looks pretty good. So where are we? We invite you to become a member at Geeks on Tour. Just go to our website, geeksontour.com, and click on that Become a Member. Everything there is on our website, so whatever you need to see, just go there, and Chris keeps it up to date and does all the work, and it's a wonderful thing. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We want to hit 5,000 before the end of the month. I think that'll be fun, and if you haven't, it's just...
We might hit it today if all of these people
you
make
guys.
sure to subscribe. I mean, this hour.
Very cool. All right. Well, did you learn something? Ready for the questions?
Yep.
True or false? Google Photos can create movies from your photos and videos.
Absolutely. And it is still the easiest way.
Okay. Which features does Filmora Go have that are missing from Google Photos?
Here's the problem.
Transitions, titles, square photo, videos, clip speed, or all of the above?
Yep. All of the above.
Too bad.
Google Photos can put them together, reorder them, trim them, and add music. That's it.
Yeah. True or false? Filmora Go can be used on a computer.
False. But its big brother is Filmora. Now, they don't interact at all.
No, they don't. But, and they're for completely
just by
different platforms. They're just by the same
company, yes.
Wondershare. And they do a really nice job. And the ones for the PC works on, there's a Filmora 9, and that's I think, what did I pay? $60
$60
one time. There's also a Filmora Pro that has a lot more features, and it's pretty expensive, and it's a subscription. So we didn't do that. If Filmora Go crashes a lot, your mobile device probably is A, the wrong operating system, B, too low powered, C, made in China.
Some of the best ones are made in China. I would say it's B, too low powered.
Yeah, not enough oomph.
You need a lot of oomph to do video editing.
True or false, Filmora Go can use any photo or video in your Google Photos library.
False. At least not now. It uses it on the device. It has to be downloaded to the device.
So true or false, Filmora Go works exactly the same on Android and iOS.
No, there are some very hard to find little differences. But it's basically.
Yeah, essentially the same, but there are some idiosyncrasies. But most of our folks are on one or the other. They don't have to worry about going back and forth. And once you figure it out or find out how it works.
Is that my problem?
Okay,
going back and forth.
That's your only problem. A couple other questions there before we jump off of this. Bill says he notices you're using an SD card on the phone. Well, there is no such thing as an SD card on an iPhone.
Correct.
So it's just more storage. He does ask how big the capacity of that.
My SD card is 32 gigabytes. And I don't really need it. My phone is 128 gig. You cannot have too much storage.
No such thing.
You can't have too much.
Okay. And I think I may have missed another one, but anyway, too bad.
Is it possible to put voice on one track and music on the other so we can turn... Oh, boy. Maybe on the computer version.
On the computer version, you can definitely do that, and you can change the volume and everything on the different pieces. You can have multiple tracks. It's really a full-featured editor. We did that, a few episodes ago, and we'll be doing it again as I learn more on it. So, cool.
Yeah, but no, there are no tracks in the mobile app in Filmora Go. No tracks.
Okay.
We did Filmora 9 on episode 167.
Okay, cool. So we remind you, our premium members should join us in the Backstage Pass. It's an online meeting using Zoom technology. We can see you if you want us to. You need a camera and a microphone in order to participate there. If you have a desktop computer and you don't have the camera and microphone, you could use your smartphone or a tablet, and you can get on Zoom with either one of those.
So we'll see you on the flip side.
So what's the webpage, Chris, that lists all of our weekly shows?
Geeksontour.com, and the menu item is Weekly Class.
And the webpage that lists all of our recent newsletters.
Geeksontour.com, the menu item is Blogs and News.
And why do people pay us to become premium members at Geeks on Tour?
Well, we give a lot of stuff for free, so some people actually pay us just to say thank you. But once you're a member, you get to ask us questions on our Q&A page. You get access to hundreds of tutorial videos and 7 ebooks. You get written show notes from these button shows, and you get the Backstage Pass.
That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Richard wants to know if he can remove the Filmora Go at the end of the videos.
Yeah, you can just trim it off. Even just Google Photos will do that.
Yep. Okay, Sheila's not going to be in our backstage.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Next time, live show. Next week, probably not. We'll be on the road somewhere in the Northeast around New York and headed up to...
But we might. I mean, we're not sure where we'll be on Sunday
it depends.
exactly.
So stay tuned. If you have an idea for a topic for one of these button shows, let us know. Leave a comment on this YouTube video. Comments on the videos really do
I do want to say, September 4, we will be teaching Google Photos in New York City. Yeah. So if anybody's in the New York City area, come see us. It's a public venue, Senior Planet.
It's
in Chelsea, right? Manhattan area.
Yeah, and we've done that before, and it's kind of cool. New York City is a exhausting place. We love it.
Once in a while.
Once in a while, exactly. Well, I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
And next Thursday, we'll be teaching in Connecticut, Trumbull, Connecticut, at the Trumbull Computer Club.
Well, that's it for this week. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour.
Keep pushing those buttons. And subscribe to this channel. Push us over 5,000.
That'd be fun. Okay, we see you next time. And Geeks on Tour. What does this button do? We'll see y'all later.